kids, so they'll be in the history books. Right, number one. There's the rule of law. You don't want a politician going after anybody in terms of putting somebody in jail. I mean, I love Trey Gowdy. You know, I see more of him now than I used to see before he was in Congress. Trey does a good job of explaining what the rule of law is all about. I don't want to be like them, the other side. So Durham is the U.S. Attorney from Connecticut. He's not a special counsel. He's a U.S. Attorney everybody trusts to be fair. He's going to look into whether or not the law was violated when it comes to the FISA warrant. Did anybody defraud the court? Horowitz is going to look at what happened inside the Department of Justice, and we may have to reorganize the place. I'm going to look and see how did this start and what can we do to make sure it never happens again. Do we need to change our laws? Do we need to have rules about counterintelligence investigations? Accountability to me is when the system works fairly. Because somebody you don't like doesn't get prosecuted doesn't mean the system failed. Here's what I think, sir. Of all the people that President Trump could have chosen, Bill Barr is on the top of anybody's list. This guy's a stud. He's not going to let them get away with anything, but he's not going to go after them because they're on the other side. I trust Attorney General Barr to be tough, to be fair, and to hold people accountable. And here's what's sad. None of this stuff you're going to see anywhere but Fox. And one of the problems we have as Republicans is getting the public's attention. Look at how many words were written about Mueller. How many hours on TV about what Mueller was going to do or not do, and half of it was wrong. Compare that to what you're going to see about Horowitz. How many words will be written about Horowitz? How much time will be spent looking into what he found? Maybe 10%. So we'll end with your question. How do you overcome that? You have to get out of Washington. You've got to go to where people live. We can't run the country from Washington because we don't have much of a voice in the national media. I told the president, these rallies are your godsend. You've got to go where people live, and they can't ignore the fact you're in town if you're president. Look at these cameras here. So wherever we go, local media will show up. And if we don't realize as Republicans we got to get out of Washington, then we're making the biggest mistake of our political life. And here's the good news. There are more people in this country like you than the squad. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Santa Claus gives the last word.
Well, I talk to a lot of people from across the country because I deal with